If you look at the economy, when President Biden walked in the door, it was juiced and ready to take off. You saw a lot of states that were already opening up, and some of my colleagues are from states like Florida, Texas, where they had already opened up their economy. In fact, millions of people are going to those states because they wanted freedom. They wanted to flee this kind of oppressive socialist-type government that was shutting them down and keeping them in their houses or driving in their cars by themselves with 3 masks on, and the lunacy of some of those policies. And so you saw some of those states already taking off. And in the economy, you had every employer in America looking for workers when Joe Biden took office. And what was his first action? To pass a $1.7 trillion bill that borrowed money to pay people not to work, to keep people in their houses when the economy was ready to take off. You saw an energy policy when Joe Biden took office where we didn't need to rely on foreign nations for our energy, and he immediately, day one, took action to shut down American energy. He wasn't against all energy, he was just against American energy. Killed the Keystone Pipeline, but approved Russia's pipeline. Killed projects and sat on permits and leases in the United States while he begged Putin and then ultimately other countries, going to Saudi Arabia, Venezuela, begging them to produce oil while he was killing oil in America. Those were all things that were happening the day Joe Biden took office. And then as he started taking those actions, spending trillions of dollars to pay people not to work, to keep the economy shut down, you then saw dramatic devastation happen. Energy prices through the roof, inflation through the roof, a supply chain crisis. We've seen crisis after crisis just at the Department of Transportation. And yet, no action taken. They just sit back and let it happen. A balloon flies over the United States collecting data over every military base in America, and the president just sits by. Says he gave the order on Wednesday to shoot it down, but it didn't get shot down on Saturday. Did he send it through the mail service? Who did he give the order to? I thought he was the commander-in-chief. Has anybody asked the president that question? If you really gave an order to shoot down a spy plane from China on Wednesday and it didn't happen till Saturday, have you fired every single person that refused to obey the commander-in-chief's order? Those are the things that happened under Joe Biden. Yeah. We're working on legislation right now dealing with the Chinese spy balloon. There's 4 different committees involved, and so as you can imagine, each committee is working through. We haven't even had the classified briefings yet. You know, the Gang of 8 briefing that was supposed to be had hasn't yet been called yet. We're trying to get a full briefing with all of the members of Congress. Speaker McCarthy has asked for a full briefing of all members of Congress to find out what really happens. So we're still gathering more facts, working through that process. So we may have a piece of legislation, but it's not finalized yet. Thank you all. We'll see you all tonight and talk to you afterwards. One more question.